2007. Nairobi was already a tinderbox of tension. In the huge informal settlements, or slums, suspicion festered among rival ethnic and religious communities. Endemic youth crime exacerbated fear and hatred. Then, after the disputed 2007 national elections, youth gangs were manipulated by their respective leaders to engage in violence and destruction based on ethnic and political lines, undermining the nation's fragile democracy. How could Kenya prevent future ethnically driven violence?
I went into the community. It was all hostility. The many questions: who are you? Where are you coming from? Do you know where you are stepping right now?
Celine Courier is director of Kenya Tuna Uwezo, or KTU, an innovative USAID-supported program to transform violent conflict into communal cooperation, recruiting influential leaders within communities, developing dialogues among hostile groups, educating voters about their rights under Kenya's new constitution, and establishing sustainable partners to carry on the work of peace building. In Kiswahili, Kenya Tuna Uwezo means, Kenya, we have the power.
There have been organizations working in informal settlements. Everybody else has been trying to do something.
My name is Jack Charles Kinyasa.
But we discovered that there was a group that was completely excluded.
I was in crime, mugging.
The most critical at that particular moment are these youth.
Taking a knife.
The group that are really at the highest risk, because these are a group that were like, well, what do you do with the criminals?
If you try to struggling with me,
Youth crime has been one of the most volatile and intractable problems here in Nairobi. With few positive role models or prospects for prosperity, many of these boys and girls will work their way through a hierarchy of crime, from gun running to mugging to murder for hire.
I try to keep these children to be busy, to don't to go to crime and others to drugs, prostitute. But in Korogocho, many of the guys, they're thugs.
Former criminals like Jack have tremendous influence among the youth. So KTU recruits these young men and women on their own turf, carefully listens to them and engages with them, providing them with a space and tools to change should they make the personal decision to do so. KTU connects them with authorities and elders that they formerly feared and hated, and shows them the possibilities and benefits of peace and cooperation. Working alongside local partners PeaceNet, the Youth Banner, and Kituo cha Sheria, they join a group of volunteer changemakers from across the community. KTU calls them Cohesion Champions, volunteer activists, role models and mentors, mediators and watchdogs. And the changes are already measurable.
A few years ago, you could not walk with a camera here. I don't want to scare you, but it was not possible. Now we are enjoying the fruits of partnership.
We have been successful in transforming lives. That is for sure. For someone to even tell you, here are the guns, please tell the government to pick them. I am ready to go and work do some little business in second-hand clothes, second-hand wares that can give me only 50 shillings, but it is worth. I eat that 50 shillings with a lot of freedom.
In the settlement of Kiambiu, Kenya Tuna Uwezo approached a seemingly insurmountable confrontation between residents and interlopers that stole their homes.
People came and took our broads, and I was left like with nothing.
You know, that's what used to happen. People used to take them forcefully. You have your plot there, someone comes and says, from today, this is mine. Then he chases you away with the panga, with the machetes.
Unable to get police help, a group of victims decided to take back their property.
Yeah, we wanted to revenge. We wanted to take back our broads by force.
Yeah, when Kenya Tuna Uwezo came, the temperatures were so high, people were planning to kill each other. We bought the plangas and we put them down for the sake of peace.
We were living here. We used to be rogues. We used to be very many people who were doing very many bad things.
Following the discussions, the dialogues that we had, I asked myself, if it were my property that somebody was using and sitting on, how would I have felt?
And we really talked a lot, and we felt that we were doing a very bad thing.
There were 10 units. So when we engaged them in dialogues, they accepted that it's not right to be in someone's property, and they accepted to return back the houses.
By March 2014, 40 homes had been returned to their rightful tenants. There are still stolen properties to be returned, but this landlord group is now creating dialogue, not wielding weapons. They have learned to walk on their own along a new path to peace. But hostility and suspicion remain intense among the ethnic and religious groups that live here in close quarters. They share common problems like crime, poverty, lack of education, sanitation, and decent housing, but previous efforts to promote dialogue among rivals have been met with suspicion and failure.
We're starting to work with community that had never spoken for the last 10 years, that the villages were zoned, and there were always boundaries. You can only walk up to a certain limit, you cannot cross. If you crossed to the other village, then that was the end of you.
Kituo actually decided a unique approach, whereby they engage all the communities and find out from them what is happening, what do you have to say about this other community, what this other community has to say about it.
When they finally found a common platform, but it seems like the same problem affecting you is affecting all of us.
It's been one whole year that people can just sit down and talk about politics, about land issues, about anything else without throwing fists.
My name is Jane Anyango. I'm the leader of Kibera Women for Peace and Fairness.
Women are one of the keys to KTU, due to their unique roles in fighting violence and creating cohesion.
Women are more dangerous than men in peace, because when a woman incites, it sinks more in the man. The perpetrators of violence are their husbands, these are their sons, and just them. The women also fuel violence. So that is why we are trying to empower the women, so that what is coming out of them is positive. With a woman in peace, everybody else should be in peace.
But KTU operates in a context of rising extremism. This radicalization starts in the villages, at the family level, and even houses of worship. And it has spread to Nairobi, most infamously in the 2013 Westgate Mall attack. With tensions rising in communities, KTU's Cohesion Champions have stepped in to reduce the tension and mitigate conflict.
There was that feeling that a particular faith and a particular community, the Somali community, was being targeted, and that built tensions between the religious groups within the country.
Muslims, they are not for the idea of coming together because they are being harassed.
At this special meeting of Cohesion Champions, KTU volunteers from across Nairobi spent the day outlining the challenges and seeking peaceful solutions to bring back to their communities.
For us as a program, this was an opportunity to mobilize communities to demystify or pacify some of these tensions that were rising.
Kenya Tuna Uwezo has already proven its ability to overcome momentous challenges by playing a key role in preventing the reoccurrence of the burning, looting, and killing that occurred after Kenya's 2007 elections.
What happened in post-election violence was really politically instigated. The people in the informal settlements who are very poor and vulnerable are often manipulated by politicians.
My name is Jack Inda. I was a ringleader of organizing the post-election violence in 2008.
Jack Inda is now a Cohesion Champion.
KTU came with powerful messages. Peace starts with me. And I can remember when Selin said, it is not how much money somebody has, but it is, are we with the people or against the people?
At election time 2013, the young people who are always used to cause violence were on the street talking about peace. They were campaigning for peace, and there were attempts actually to even pay them some money to cause violence, and they said no, and they managed their own election system in their own villages.
To come up with a very peaceful election 2013 without losing even one of our youth, this was a God miracle.
What are the keys to Kenya Tuna Uwezo that have made it measurably successful in converting criminals to peacemakers, preempting violence with dialogue, and abetting a peaceful political process?
People have told us that our strategy, the approach is the best. People told us you have come right into the center of our villages, while others have been calling us, one or two people only, to the hotels, big hotels in town, you know. You people are giving us knowledge. You people are not buying your way out.
Kenya Tuna Uwezo is giving them tools and techniques to solve their conflicts peacefully. They are present, they are persistent, they are engaged, and they are inclusive.
Persistence is a core value of our work. We don't give up.
We went into the community with one attitude. Everybody is important. The youth had their own stories. The elders have their own stories and their own roles. The women have their own stories and their own roles. And they keep on saying this. They say the global communities, Kenya Tuna Uwezo, you came and you gave us the opportunities that are there. You saw us as people. You saw us as valuable citizens of this country. You believed in us. They said, we are the people, we are the problem, we are the solution.